night on the south today. The Moskau Pool Community Board are unhappy with the lack of consultation on traffic options around the new pool. A new exhibition featuring starry skies over central Otago is highlighting one of the area's dark sky strengths. And although the school holidays are still a week or so away, there's a new boredom buster in Invercargill. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. The new Moskau Pool is still under construction, but it's already making waves, with locals citing a lack of consultation on some aspects. The Moskau Community Board wants the Dunedin City Council to stop the construction of traffic lights near the pool until a public hearing is held.
Construction of the new pool at Moskau is coming along well, with walls and roof now in place. However, members of the Moskau Pool Community Board aren't happy.
We're rather upset on the layout. There has been very little consultation. There's another 10 or 15 car parks to be taken away, satellites going in.
The project was going to plan in February, with the first support beams and prefabricated wall swung into place. However, it's the changes to Gordon Road which are causing consternation among some Moskau residents.
I don't really think that it's necessity what they're doing. I think there's other alternatives, but unfortunately the council haven't given us the opportunity to discuss alternatives, and I think they've let us down a wee bit, and it's all been told so far that this is it, and take it or leave it.
The Moskau Pool Board is asking the Dunedin City Council to put an immediate stop to all procedures and development of the new Moskau Pool intersection until a public hearing is held to discuss the issue. However, DCC Chief Executive Sandy Graham says the board's resolution isn't valid, as Gordon Road is a state highway and under the domain of Waka Kotahi, the New Zealand Transport Agency. But Moskau Pool Community Board member Brian Miller says Waka Kotahi haven't been responsive either.
There's been no consultation whatsoever. I'm quite disappointed that NZTA haven't had a bit of a discussion with the local people.
Miller says the public should be consulted as per the Resource Management Act, with a full assessment made by the council of the effects of the intersection on the immediate and wider Moskau Pool community. But Sandy Graham says the board was given advice before it voted that the resolution would be invalid, yet chose to proceed. In Moskau, the South today.
It was a long morning for at least 4 Dunedin drivers on the roads today, with frosty conditions on the shortest day of the year. Police are urging people to take care on the roads after 4 minor crashes around the city before 9 a.m. this morning, including 3 on the northern motorway. They say frost and ice created dangerous driving conditions. There were 2 similar crashes in short succession after 2 separate incidents of a car hitting a bank near Leith Valley, while another crash happened on the northern motorway when a driver lost control after hitting ice near the Leith Saddle. No one was injured as a result of this morning's crashes. If you're a stargazer who enjoys beautiful images of the night sky, then an exhibition in Alexandra might be for you. The Winter Stellar exhibition opened at Central Stories Museum over the weekend, featuring images of distant nebula and stunning photographs of starry skies.
Photographs of the night sky are now on display as part of this year's Winter Stellar exhibition at the Central Stories Museum and Art Gallery in Alexandra. Winter Stellar Charitable Trust Chairman Andrew Davey says they received about 120 images from about 60 different photographers, with some newcomers featuring in the exhibition.
We discovered quite a few new photographers that we didn't know about, which we've since invited to join us here at Winter Stellar.
There are 2 main types of astrophotography on display. One is landscapes with stars photographed using a conventional camera. The other is images taken through a telescope, such as these ones taken by Professor Brian Boyle, who was part of the Nobel Prize-winning team that discovered dark matter.
To be able to take a picture like this could be perhaps 3-hour exposure or 6-hour or 5-hour. And so to do that he's got a motorised tripod, so it moves through the sky as the stars move through the sky.
A lot of digital editing goes into creating stunning panoramas such as this one over Lake Ohau by Rachel Gillespie.
This one will be a composite of probably about 30 odd different photos stitched together. So she may have taken a sweep and taken multiple shots. That's why the Milky Way has got like a rainbow effect. Normally when you see it in the sky it's quite straight, but this is, because it's flattened out, something that it is actually curved, so the straight things look curved.
The Winter Stellar exhibition runs in Alexandra until the end of August, with some images also going on display at the Lakes Museum and Gallery in Arrowtown. In Alexandra, the South Today.
With the new hospital build underway, major players are seeking assurances that the historically significant Dunedin Central Fire Station will be unaffected by the planned outpatient building. The station, built in 1931 on the corner of St Andrew and Castle Streets, is a Category 2 historic place. The Ministry of Health is seeking fast-track consent for the next stage of the hospital development, a 6-storey outpatients building which, if approved, will go up directly opposite the fire station. Heritage NZ is being asked to comment on the consent application by the independent panel considering it, as they're concerned about the effect noise, vibration and shading could have on the brick building. In response, the DCC says its vibration consultants believe the proposal complies with planning rules, but building work will create significant levels of vibration. They say the Ministry's proposed construction noise and vibration management plan was not sufficiently certain to deliver a clear outcome. With school holidays a matter of weeks away, an Invercargill art gallery could be a good one for the list of boredom busters. A new exhibit launched today featuring a range of creative and tactile experiences for both young and old to enjoy.
Invercargill's public art gallery at Queen's Park might still be shut due to earthquake concerns, but the transitional Art Plus museum space called He Wakatuia is open to the public. One of the exhibits that opened today is called Play, featuring a range of contemporary art and traditional toys. While some of the nostalgia items for rekindling memories, such as these toys from yesteryear, are hands-off, others, like this furry wall, are designed to be touched.
We've got some tactile experiences, and we've also got some creation spaces, some artefacts, just a whole lot of things that we really hope people will come and engage with.
The exhibition is intended to be the perfect fit for families to visit on cold and wet days around the upcoming school holidays.
Play is largely targeted at families and children, so it runs across the school holidays through the winter, so it's a perfect place to come for some entertainment during that time.
The exhibit runs until the end of the winter school holidays, the 24th of July. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. What does the outgoing Queenstown Lakes Mayor think of the new mayoral candidates? And snooker players in Gore are preparing to play non-stop for 24 hours for a very worthy cause.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
My mate John's got a mint deal going. There's free furniture and beds this weekend at My Mate John's. Buy 2, get 1 half price. Buy 3, get 1 free.
And My Mate John.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need. From answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
We're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including little walks. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Jim Bolt says he's not endorsing any of the district's mayoral candidates. The two-time Queenstown Lakes Mayor recently announced he will not be standing in October's local body elections. Nominations open next month, and so far 3 mayoral candidates have announced their intention to stand. Bolt says he's constantly asked if he supports any particular candidate, but says it would be completely improper of him to influence the election. However, he does say the 3 so far are strong candidates. Billed as one of the fastest mountain bike races you can undertake, the 60-kilometre bridge-to-bridge race lived up to expectations on Sunday. The best riders only took 1.5 hours to complete the race down the northern side of the Waimakariri River in Canterbury.
The 6th annual bridge-to-bridge mountain bike race down the northern side of the Waimakariri River in Canterbury went ahead as scheduled over the weekend. Despite cold conditions and COVID thinning the fields of the 3 race categories, 211 riders took part in New Zealand's fastest mountain bike race.
A lot of people love the race. It's fast. It's really fast for mountain bike, and a lot of guys try it on the gravel bikes. So there's a real mixture. It depends on what the road's like. We've had the graders come through before the event and it makes it pretty soft. It's pretty hard and fast out there today. And then they go into the single track from probably about 7 k's out, and they get a lot of that challenge down through under the bridges, and that throws a few wee gaps and challenges at people.
Race winner James Wilson of Timaru said the secret was to stay with the lead pack and prepare for a sprint finish.
Just a matter of staying at the front, and especially at the start there with all there's like 3 river crossings in about a K, and it gets pretty messy there, hitting it quite fast, and because they're so deep and so rough that a lot of people come off, so you just got to stay at the front and get through them safely, and then just a matter of staying with the front group, and yeah, 4-up sprint to the finish, and yeah, just popped out and at the right time and took the win. Riders of all ages lined up on the day for the 3 races, which covered both 60 and 30 kilometres, and for young riders and families there was a shorter 15-kilometre race. In Kaiapoi, the South Today.
A team of 4 snooker players are set to play non-stop for 24 hours. They'll kick off this Friday in Gore to raise funds for a local boy living with a rare form of epilepsy.
Getting a bit of tuition on how to sink a snooker ball. 9-year-old Corbin Belt of Gore will be in the back of everyone's mind during a fundraiser kicking off on Matariki Friday. 4 local players, including Shannon Swain, are set to play snooker for 24 hours straight to raise funds for Corbin's epilepsy. The public are encouraged to come along and take part in the event and perhaps even come away with a raffle prize themselves.
So there's a heap of different ways you can win prizes. We're doing a step counter for the full 24 hours. You can guess your steps, how many we do, and a heap of other raffles going on for the full 24 hours as well. You can come and play one of us for $5 and donate to the family as well.
Many different medications have been tried out to help manage young Corbin's epilepsy, and the hope is to raise enough money to trial a promising drug that's not funded by Pharmac and would cost about $50 a day. And there's other costs looming up ahead for the family, with Corbin going to Christchurch in July to have an intravenous port fitted into his chest to enable him to receive medication fast in an emergency situation. Swain says he and the other snooker players are keen to help the family out.
What young kid should go through that right from the start? I mean, it's tough on the family to get around to help them out, so why not?
Swain admits it will be a challenge for him and his team to keep on playing snooker continuously for 24 hours.
We have done it twice before with the 4 of us, but getting older now, that was 10 years ago, so getting a bit older now I don't think it'd be as easy. But now we'll see how it'll go. As long as we've got people there during the middle of the night helping us out, it'll be easy.
The 24-hour fundraiser for Corbin Belt kicks off at the Gore Town and Country Club at 5 p.m. this Friday. In Gore, the South Today.
Whai Yakane. After the break on the South Today, well, with Tony Brown out, we'll let you know who the new Highlanders head coach is. And curlers are loving the freezing conditions lately, taking to the ice in Naseby.
Drop when you
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Shall I make some scones?
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
My mate John's got a mint deal going. There's free furniture and beds this weekend at My Mate John's. Buy any 2 items and you'll get 1 at half price. Buy any 3 items and you'll get 1 for free. Free furniture and beds! Buy 2, get 1 half price. Buy 3, get 1 free. This weekend only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street and online.
Get that furniture from Stafford Street. And my mate John.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. The Highlanders have announced Southlander Clark Dermody as the new head coach of the Highlanders for a 3-year term. Dermody takes over from Tony Brown, who finishes his 2-year tenure to dedicate his time to helping coach Japan ahead of the 2023 Rugby World Cup. He'll be working again with former Highlanders head coach Jamie Joseph. Joseph first brought Dermody into the fold in 2014 as scrum coach, and he's been an integral member of the coaching team since then. Last year, he led the Highlanders to the Sky Super Rugby Trans-Tasman final as stand-in head coach for Brown, who had been called away for Japan's international campaign. Teams of curlers were sliding on the ice at Naseby over the weekend in a bid to take home a national title. And selectors were also present, checking out players to choose teams to represent New Zealand at the new Pan-Continental Curling Championships later this year.
Battling it out on the ice. The 2022 National Curling Championships were held at Naseby over the weekend, with some of the nation's top curlers hoping to take home the national title. Anton Hood from nearby Kyburn has already represented New Zealand overseas and says he enjoys both the camaraderie and the uniqueness of the sport.
It's all about the people you play with, really. It really makes it. The sport itself is amazing, it's addictive. I've been playing for 10 years now, started when I was 12 and can't get enough of it. We keep seeming to come back. I don't know what it is, it's just different to everything else.
Hood's team is made up from elite players spread across the country, which does make practicing together a bit of a challenge.
My team and I sort of spread across the country. One's in Auckland and a couple live down here, so yeah, it was just training when restrictions allowed, really.
Hood has already represented New Zealand overseas in Finland and Canada and is hoping to catch the eye of selectors for another opportunity to represent the country now that borders have reopened.
The Southern Hemisphere curling community is quite small. Lots of our tournaments are played in the Northern Hemisphere, so it's awesome to be able to sort of freely travel in and out, get to those tournaments and yeah, hopefully make our mark on the world.
A men's and women's team are set to represent New Zealand at the first Pan-Continental Curling Championships later this year. In Naseby, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Members of the Moskau Pool Community Board aren't happy with the lack of roading consultation for their new pool and are demanding action. The new Winter Stellar exhibition of the night sky over central Otago is now open, highlighting nebula and starry skies in a fresh way. And although the school holidays are still a week or so away, a creative and tactile new project is open in Invercargill for art fans young and old. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Kia ora, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
Now, what can we expect in tomorrow's paper?
Well, we've got a number of stories that you'll be interested in. Peter Teal, the rich lister, his lawyers have criticised the QLDC planning team over his plans to develop an upmarket retreat in the Queenstown region. So,
okay.
So more on that. Another building story, a Dunedin builder is calling for the Dunedin City Council to make it easier to allow for alternative plasterboards to products to be used instead of gibboard to ease the pressure on what is a dwindling supply. So that debate has been around for a little while, so we'll see where that takes us. So
yeah, that's an interesting one to follow.
yeah, it's a tricky one, and because there are some of those other elements can be used, but it's all about a consents and what is put on the consents and the changes. So
Exactly.
it's complex, yeah. And we had the COVID numbers today. The numbers have doubled for Dunedin.
Wow.
So that's almost doubled in the past week. So that's concerning, and you know there is suggestions wider afield that you know look out for a second wave. So so that's obviously an ongoing issue and has been for some time.
Absolutely.
On a more positive note, let's talk about Otago spinner Michael Rippon, and he's been named in the Black Caps team, white ball team, to tour Ireland, Scotland and the Netherlands in July and August. So it's a big breakthrough
Congratulations.
for that young man, and he's been hanging out for that side. It was always his ambition, and now he's achieved it. So excellent. And I'll quickly get in
what?
Clark Dermot, he's been named Highlanders
Well,
coach.
I scooped you on that
You
tonight.
did scoop me on that. I'll concede that. So we
Payback
won't
for
go
last
into
night.
that. I'll read the story tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you, Barry.
Okay, thank you.
And now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, there'll be a run of fine, cool days for the rest of this week with widespread frost at night. Milder northerly airflow will develop at the weekend with some rain. Heading to the top of the South Island first. A frosty then clear day for Nelson tomorrow with 12 degrees. Greymouth will be fine too with light winds and 11, while Christchurch will be a bit cooler with a high of 9, low cloud and light winds. To our southern towns now. A bluebird day with light winds is on the way throughout here. The Catlins and Gore will get up to 8 degrees, with Lumsden and Balclutha getting a high of 7. Westwards to the Central Lakes area now. Stunning skiing conditions through here tomorrow with clear skies and light winds. Wanaka and Queenstown are heading for a crisp high of just 5 degrees. Alexandra will be fine too with 6. Te Anau comes up trumps with the top temperature in the lakes area of 9 degrees. To the northern towns next, more clear skies and light winds on the east coast here. Timaru and Awamaru will reach 11 as the high. Inland, Twizel and Omarama, you can expect a high of 7 degrees. Down to Dunedin, another heavy frost tonight as it drops down to -3. Careful on the roads tomorrow as black ice may be about. It'll warm up to 10 degrees tomorrow with light winds in town. Thursday's looking much the same with a frosty start after -2 overnight. Then it'll be a clear and cool day with another 10-degree high before dropping down to -1 on Thursday night. To Invercargill, frosty tonight, dropping down to a bone-chilling -4 overnight. Wednesday starts very crisp and then with a frost and a clear but chilly day reaching 9 as the high and dropping down to 3 overnight. Thursday, a frost to start, northerlies and barely a cloud in the sky, a high of 10 and a low of 0. That's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te po, ka kite anō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.